Good evening, everybody, and welcome back. This is a new homework video. We're so sorry we missed last week, but there was a lot that went on and just prevented us from doing so. We have plenty to show you this week and no time limit this time, although we will try and keep it as brief as possible. Okay, so we're discussing homework from several different challenge groups. Some of them you've heard of, some of them you may not have. But we're trying to be as inclusive as possible. There may be some out there we don't even know about. So we're going to start with Magical Stitches, and Harriet's going to read those to us, and we will go through, and we're trying to show you kind of how we brainstorm these challenges, because they're not straightforward. They're kind of interpretations. So within reason. So we want to show you how we do that and how we help each other do that too, because sometimes it's great to brainstorm with other people. So go ahead.
So prompt 1, please read the following rhyme and stitch 300 stitches on something in the rhyme for 3 points. This is weird, like a man with a beard, green skin and pig's eyes, frog's legs and fireflies. A dark cave with loud cries, a girl with tears in her eyes.
Okay, so Harriet, do you have something for this one already?
So I do, and you're going to notice a theme this week. I'm going to work on my A to Z of dinosaurs because they have legs, basically. I'm taking the easy option this week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, and actually before we continue on, because this does make a difference, do you mind reading the bonus to us?
Yes, so the bonus this week, if you stitch all 5 prompts without doing penalty stitches, you will earn 200 bonus stitches towards Cinderella's castle. Penalty stitches this week are 100 extra stitches for each one you cannot meet.
And if you do any penalty stitches at all, in any of them, you don't get the bonus points for Cinderella. So yep. Don't do penalty stitches this week. Easy if you're in Boardwalk.
So, okay. So I'm going to do my best not to have to use something with penalty stitches. And here's what I've got for this one. I'm going to use my Alice because I use her for, I'm focusing on her this year. So she's going to fit into a lot of things. She's a girl. Simple.
And she looks like she's crying.
And she has legs and she has eyes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So she fits everything.
Yep.
Well, when you read it to me, the first thing that popped into my head was my We Are Human Sal, because there's lots of men with beards on that.
Yeah.
But then, now that Harriet said to doing a dinosaurs because they have legs, I may decide to do my Animal Kingdom Haid because I want to work on that for another challenge as well. What about you, Vicky?
I am going to be working on my Tiger Lily. She has legs and she's a girl, so yeah. And I need to get to her legs. I'm almost to her legs.
You'll be actually sitting on her legs, which is not a requirement of the homework.
No, it is not a requirement. No, I'm working on her head right now. I'm trying to get all the beading done.
And one thing too is that, like, it says, what was the thing about green skin or something like that? You could choose to just use the word green or just use the word skin. It doesn't mean green skin.
Someone asked me for a green apple, and I'm like, yeah, that works.
Mm-hmm. Got green skin. Yep. Cool. What's next, Harriet?
So prompt 2. Each of the rides that has been damaged had hidden letters to help solve the puzzle. You must stitch 100 stitches for each option. Your project must contain an item that starts with one of the letters listed in each group. 1 point for each. A, FME, B, YIRS, C, TPN.
All right, let's break that down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's really important. You got to put a picture of the whole piece so that we can see the item.
Yeah.
Okay, I've already got mine. Well, since I knew what the challenge was, I kind of worked on mine. I got to work on mine a little ahead of time. So
being the headmistress.
that's my perk. So for F, M and I am going to be doing a new start because also I'm doing this for semi-sane. I'm going to be working on starting my Brooks because there is a fan for the letter F. You want me to continue on with all the letters? Or do you
No,
want
let's
Okay.
go one letter at a time.
Okay, your turn. F, M.
I'm gonna eat mine up, but
Jay, I think you could probably use Alice on this. I'm sure there's something with an F and an M or an E on it.
Yeah, and I'm actually gonna have to show you because it's actually really cool what I've come up with.
All
Well,
right.
while doing her thing, I'll be using my A to Z of dinosaurs because it has every letter encompassed in the thing. So nice and easy for me this week.
yep. And before you go to your
So which
fancy one,
dinosaur are you working on? What dinosaur is there for an F and M or an E?
So I don't want to say that word. I'll be working on the Megaloceros probably.
Oh.
You don't have to work on the actual thing. It just has to contain it.
Right. And so I wanted to see which one you would pick for that one.
can I show you mine because mine's quick and easy and boring? I think this is going to be same idea. If I work on my animal kingdom, I'm quite sure there's a fin there,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
or there's feathers. So there you go. I think my animal kingdom is getting a bit of a Guernsey this week. Sammy,
Okay.
what do you got?
And again, it's Alice, but here's something interesting. If you notice right here, there's a mirrored reflection. You see the swan?
Ooh.
You see the swan? So I'm going
Mhm.
with it from here.
Ah. Can you make it big?
Where'd I go? Oh,
I don't know. You're tiny there. You're half the
There you
screen. Up. Nope.
Yep, that
Now
one.
we're at drones.
I don't know how to
So
zoom
what
in.
was that? That's all right. We can see it bigger now. And
Mhm.
what are you
Yeah.
doing in the reflection? I didn't catch which letter.
M for mirror because this swan mirror is down underneath here.
Ooh.
But if you look closely, even though it's a mirror, it also looks like an elephant. It's kind of crazy. This whole piece is just kind of crazy. Okay, I'm good. What's our next set of letters?
YRS.
YRS.
YRS. Yeah.
Okay, I'm still going to continue with Mamu Lawn because I'm calling that a sash. I don't know what the actual term is. The sash, though. It's going around her waist. Is that what that is, a sash?
Yeah.
It has a particular name, but sash is the English translation.
All right.
Lisa?
Well, I'm just wondering, because I'm going to be boring. Just can't see. I'm wondering if I have an igloo in here.
There has to be something that starts with an R or an S, an animal.
Oh, there has to be. I'm just trying to find what ones I've got. I don't necessarily just want to work on this project, but I'm keen to get a bit of work done on it because I need to do quite a few stitches on it. Well, I'll show it to you and you can help me find it because I'm useless because I've got a cold. Means my brain doesn't work. Well, there's a rhinoceros.
Mm-hmm.
There you
Yeah.
go. So that covers for that one.
Okay.
And Vicky, you were using that one piece. Did you show
Yeah.
yourself?
Yeah, my sash.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
Your turn.
I was looking at yeah. So I'm actually not going to do this one on Alice. I'm going to do this one on another piece I have called Too Happy. And she's a snowman or snow lady. She starts with S.
That's super cute.
And she's almost done. So I actually think that may get her there. Maybe.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Mhm. Of course, my homework's subject to me learning about the other prompts and changing my mind. It's always a up for later discussion.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Next
The
letters.
last-
Next letter is TPN. So I was just thinking, if you were stitching on one of those heids that have the shelves on them, you'd have so many different things for these prompts. So they're really good ones to use too.
Sure, there's a penguin in my animal kingdom.
There's a polar bear in yours. I looked.
Yes. Polar bear.
Back to
Yeah.
that.
So I am starting Cinderella, and there is a pumpkin on her dress.
Cute.
This
Yeah.
is by Brooks.
That's
Nice.
gorgeous. Lisa?
We did me. I did my animal kingdom with polar bear.
Oh, that's true.
And I'm going to go with Alice again. She has numbers on the clock, and numbers start with N.
Yeah. And I am using my A to Z of dinosaurs again. So that will be nice and easy for me. Okay. So the last prompt is, since our DHI has been sleeping and cannot be woken up, stitch 400 stitches on your most boring project that makes you want to sleep. So I have a couple of choices for this one. I could stitch on my Haid, which is just at the moment full block color and is so boring. Or I could stitch on my A to Z of dinosaurs, because I find it really boring to change threads every like 2 stitches at the moment. And yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, Tammy.
I was just going to say, it's a little funny that you find both the extremes boring. And I agree, because I do too. But like, if you're only stitching on one color for a lot, it's boring. Or if you constantly have to change colors, you're like, oh, really boring. So it's,
Yeah.
I just find that hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm changing projects because I don't find my Haid boring. I've got Barnyard Morning. It's a Mill Hill kit and stitching on perforated paper, and I'm finding it really boring to do. But I also know that will double dip with another prompt from another group. So
All right.
Yeah.
I can't decide because I have this cute little advent calendar, and it's got 2 alphabets in both corners, and that's really boring to me. Or I have to do all the beading on Tiger Lily, and do you know how tedious it is to just sit and bead?
Yeah.
do the beading on Tiger Lily.
And I know I should do the beading on Tiger Lily because she needs to get done. I'm at the beading and the cryonic stage. It's just like, because it's complicated.
Yeah.
I don't worry. I love how it's going to turn out, but it's so complicated right now.
Oh, well, it's not going to be too hard to do the homework really this week, even though it's specific.
Yeah.
And you have to do a stock photo. We need a stock photo so we can make sure what we're looking at. The graders really appreciate that. Thank you.
Yep.
So those are the 3 for that one?
Yep.
We're done.
We're done.
For Magical Stitches, anyway. Where are we moving to next?
Lisa?
All right, so for Shirl's closed daily 30 group, for those of you who are lucky enough to be in it, this week's homework is Superstition Mountains. So the first prompt is you have to stitch on a piece with something a farmer would grow, hence why Barnyard Morning. I think a farmer grows chickens, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to stitch on George Washington because a farmer would grow trees in their orchard, and the trees would make a boat for wood. So I am really stretching this one. But
You may or may not get it, but that's all right. You can work
George
on George.
needs the kitchen, but you will grow that, right?
Well, at the very least, you could do the trees in the background.
Yeah.
Just leave it at the trees. He's got a
Yep.
tree farm.
Okay.
All those little Christmas tree farm things would come in very handy if anyone has them.
Yeah, I could also work on my advent calendar because it does have a tree, and they do grow trees for Christmas trees. But I really need to work on George. He needs some attention. He's been neglected.
Sammy?
Okay, I cannot use Alice or Too Happy for daily 30 because I'm using it for her scavenger hunt and you can't double dip. So, no, there will be no double dipping between Magical Stitches and daily 30 this week. But I'm going to use my pumpkin because
Yes,
I have a
cool.
pumpkin farm.
Yep. All right. Stitch on a whip you've become dangerously obsessed with. So for me, I'm going to be dangerously obsessed with my animals. Yes, Vicky's going to be dangerously obsessed with George. That leaves Sammy.
I don't know. Maybe, no, I can't use that one either. I'm always dangerously obsessed with Spangled. Like when I pull it out, I don't want to stop stitching on it.
Well, you can do 200 or 300 stitches on Spangled.
Yep.
If you think you can stop.
I thought it was 400.
No,
it was 300 or 400 this week.
This
No, that
week,
was
2 or 3. Last week, big one. She seems to alternate weeks between being nice and mean.
Well, I've got 400 down, so it's only 300.
Yeah, 200 and 300. Harriet, what are you obsessed with?
I'm still obsessed with my Celtic Spring conversion, but it's gone away for a week and my stitching has like died.
Oh,
So,
wow. Maybe
yeah.
you need to pull it back out this week.
Oh, I would really like to, but I'm working on a different one.
Yep. All right, put stitches into a piece that has one or both of Jacob's initials.
J and W are the two initials, correct?
J and W. George Washington for my W. Telling you, he's getting attention this week.
So do you mean that would mean you have to stitch on a piece that's like starts with one of those initials? Do you think that's what it means?
I think it
Or
means
do you have to stitch an alphabet sampler or something that has the actual letters in it?
I think it can have the letters in it.
Well, if I've got to have the letters in it, I will just do my Houses of Porkrun Hollow. Not Houses, Village. So I've just finished that, and that has a whole bunch of writing, and those letters found to be in there somewhere.
Yes.
Spangled says home is where your story begins. So there's a W.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know, because I'm not sure whether Vicky's excuse will work or not, because I don't know if it means you have to stitch on the letters or a piece that
George Washington is in the piece.
Yeah,
but is the W. Yeah, hopefully. But we're not 100% certain is what I'm saying. So if you're taking our word as gospel, we're not sure and we can't ask questions to that group. So It might be that you have to do the letter, or it might be that you can do George Washington because George Washington starts with W. We're not sure.
I'm going with that. If not, I just got. If not, I got 300 stitches in George, and we're calling it good.
Exactly.
Do you have any letter ones, Harriet? Dinosaurs.
Yeah, the dinosaurs again. Yeah.
Yep, you would be.
Yeah.
All right, stitch a project that could be a map to a lost gold mine, a street to follow, a path, a row of something, etc. Use your imagination and tell us how to use your map.
I'm going to be really bland here. I actually have a map that needs work. So I have Aberdeenshire. It's an actual map.
Perfect. Well, you won't get knocked back.
Yeah, that's a good. I'm stitching George because they're on a river, and the river can take you places and all sorts of things.
Well, I'm not sure. I'm just going to have a look at my this year's pieces, of which there are quite a few.
You can stitch on your animals again. There's a waterfall. God only knows where that waterfall will take you.
That's true. I could do that.
Or you stitch on a fairy tale that has a boat and a horse, and they take you places.
Okay.
Your animals also have, looks like, I pulled it up, Lisa. Looks like it also has like a cave, an iced-in cave, so that cave could go somewhere.
Okay, I could do that. Or could I do anything with either of these two? So you said that there's definitely a boat taking places in the fairy tale. Or I've got my Christmas house, or Santa and his sleigh. He's using a
Santa's
roof
sleigh goes
pathway.
all sorts of places.
Yeah.
So I think I'll be right. I'll be able to use one of those three. So it's going to be one of my full coverages. So that's good because I want to get a bit done on that for some other challenges.
Yeah.
Stitch on a whip that will have a legend when it's done. Sammy's map would.
Oh yeah, I got mine.
Your map would have a legend. Literally.
Yeah, but my map also has a story behind it. So, because that is actually where my dad's ancestry comes from, is from that area, and there's a whole thing about how we became royalty there, like by somebody used a dagger to save a king or there's a story. So I think it will work really well for that.
Ooh. Yeah, if I take legend to mean story, then I could do my Once Upon a Fairy Tale.
Okay.
Or my Christmas house. They're both legends.
Yeah.
So I'm using George because I actually looked up and there is a legend that happened with one of the people on this boat. And I can't remember what it was, but there is, and I put it in my thing. So, yep.
Ooh. And then the bonus prompt.
Hold on.
Yep.
I just want to throw this out there too. If there's something that happened to you while you're stitching the piece, or it has its own kind of memory, that would also become legend once you finish the piece. So that's another way to think about it. For instance, Vicky, also that George Washington piece is being stitched by 120 different stitchers, each stitching a piece, and it's all going to be put together. So that's a legend. Right.
We should put on, if it all goes well, we'll be in the Guinness Book of World Records.
Yeah. So
yeah.
That's a legend, yeah. Okay. Bonus prompt. Stitch on a piece that's charted with gold metallics, gold beads, or any gold sparkle.
I'm out.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
No, what about your fall wreath? Does that not have any sparkles? Can you? None. You don't have a fancy lady?
I mean, I have Lady of the Flag, but I'm not going to be stitching with the gold, so I'm okay. I'm okay not to do the gold.
You don't have to stitch with the gold.
It doesn't say you have to stitch on it.
It doesn't say you have to stitch on the gold. It just says you have to have a project with it.
Oh, well then Lady of the Flag would be mine.
I gotta find last year's photos.
I've got mine. I'm gonna be using Mulan because in her stash there is gold thread, and in the fan there is gold thread.
And gold colored DMC does not count.
No, it has to be a Krynic.
Mm-hmm.
Or a petite, what's it called? Treasure bread.
All right. Well, that's going to leave me with only one option, I think, which will be my 12 Days of Christmas. It has gold thread in it. So, I don't know if I have anything else that's got gold thread in it. I had lots last year, but I finished them all.
Okay.
Yep, that's me.
Cool.
All right. I will pull up the next one if you'll give me just 1 second. My husband decided to call. So, okay. So the next I have is Enchanted Stitches. So, and I know Harriet and I are in this group, and the other two can throw in if they come up with something. So number one, just a quick review. This is Peter Pan month, so everything is based on the Peter Pan Disney film, and I believe the original cartoon one. So number 1 is Captain Hook has kidnapped Princess Tiger Lily and taken her to Skull Rock. So stitch on a piece with either flowers for Tiger Lily or something that has a skull. Okay. So let me see. Do you have something, Harriet?
So does that mean like the skull is showing, or like we have a skull?
I think as long as you explain it, they take it. Like you could say there's a skull in her head, I believe.
Yes.
Don't quote me, but I know they also don't do like Russian threads or anything, so you kind of take your chances.
So dinosaurs have a skull. So I'll
Yes.
be working on that. I'll probably double dip a lot with Enchanted Stitches and Magical Stitches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that case, I would probably use Alice because I can use her for Magical and Enchanted. Or I also have Dinah's The Trick and the Treat, and it has actual skulls on it.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Do y'all have skulls or flowers off the top of your head? No?
Plenty of flowers in my animal kingdom.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I have
Um,
tiger. I have an actual tiger lily, so
This
Yeah,
is
you'd be
true.
right.
I
Yeah.
could be.
Okay, so when Peter Pan throws his voice in Skull Rock to imitate Captain Hook, poor Mr. Smee gets confused trying to follow the captain's directions. Stitch on a piece that confuses you. Maybe the directions aren't clear, or maybe you don't know how to do a specialty stitch, etc., etc. However you could find it confusing.
So I will be stitching on my Chatelaine, which I
Ooh, that's
don't
good.
actually have the cover photo for, but I'm doing Alpine Chatelaine, and the specialty stitches, I just, yeah.
And when Sammy read that, I instantly thought of your conversation the other night about how the fact that it's not copied in a logical way, and so it's really hard to find where you're going next.
Yeah, that's true. The pattern formatting is not great.
Yeah. I think I would probably go either with Alice because of the parking, because she's a full coverage, a heaven and earth. You have a lot of like technical things like parking, things like that that take time to learn. Or Lady of the Flag because she is just intense.
I think if I ever had to, I would look at the freaking tassels and the ribbon roses.
Oh,
I
wow.
gotta figure out how to do that. I have no idea how to do that.
Does
Someone
it come
know
with like
how
a
to do that,
10-page book to teach you?
I don't know. Does anyone want to teach me how to do this? I would appreciate the help. I'm looking.
And number 3, while matching wits in Skull Rock, Captain Hook and Peter trade blows. The only successful landed strikes manage to spear each other's hats. Stitch on a piece with a hat or a cap.
A hat or a what?
Cap.
I'm quite sure my humans have hats on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. There's quite a few hats in Once Upon a Fairy Tale by Haid as well, so I'd stitch on that one.
Yeah.
Yep, George is wearing hats.
They're
Go,
wearing fancy hats. Oh, Bert, you're heavy.
Right. I have several pieces with witches on them, and every witch is wearing a hat. So I have a few options when it comes to that. But an effort to double dip.
You could do Donna's a trick and trade.
Yeah, it has a witch on it.
Yeah, but you didn't mention that earlier, so no.
I did because I said for the skulls.
Yeah, but that wouldn't be double dipping.
Well, no, I would have to just continue, but I could take start and ending photos, and because one of the things I'm trying not to do is having to change projects in the middle of the night. So if I can make it, even if I'm not double dipping, use it for more than one project, that's that many more stitches I can get on.
More one prompt me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So.
You can also use those stitches for serial stitcher and all that.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, last one. Never stop, smile at a crocodile. Never stop to tip your hat or chat a while. Stitch on something related to Captain Hook's crocodile. For example, something cold-blooded, something green, a clock, or the hand of a person.
Well, I know what you stitch on because you're going to do Alice because she's got a clock.
Yes, Alice.
And I would do my Animal Kingdom because I'm sure there's a crocodile.
I would not do a crocodile, but I would do an alligator.
Yeah,
you
cool.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
This is Brooks free advent calendar. She's got all the 25 animals for free. What the heck are you doing, Kat? Sorry. Bert is making himself at home.
Okay, and okay, so that's the end of Enchanted Stitches Weekly. Now, we went over both monthlies before, right?
Yeah, we don't need to do monthlies today.
Right, monthlies will be later in the month.
Yep.
Okay, I do have one other group pulled up real quick. This is a newer group. It is better for people who don't want, who want a very broad challenge. So you kind of decide for yourself how much or how little you want to put into it. But this is it's a Mythological Stitchers Challenge is the name of the group. And this week's, which actually for them starts on the 20th, so that's the same day as everything else, except Cheryl's group was started last Friday. So for this, stitch 500 stitches on a project you can relate to one of the 2 OG/OV vampire movies. So it has to do with Bela Lugosi's Dracula, or what's the other one? Nosferatu?
Oh, that's a really scary movie.
So just anything you can relate to vampires really in that group. I think vampires is their focus for January.
I'm trying to pull up Supernatural Stitches, but my computer has decided to freeze. That's a new challenge group too.
Fun.
If you like this TV series Supernatural, they're doing a challenge group off of that.
So just back to the one Sammy was talking about.
Sorry.
It's 500 stitches in a project that has red in it, or that you can relate to a character trait of 2 people. So compassionate or dangerous and free. That's pretty easy. 500 stitches. That's nothing.
Yeah. So they don't have their week 3 up yet. Supernatural doesn't.
Do they not? Well, mine's frozen anyway. I'm frozen.
So they don't have week 3 up yet, so we can't discuss that one. I know in Serial Stitcher, in Sane, we're still working on Serial Stitcher. There's the Around the World challenges, the ABC Soup. Anything else?
I'm doing the ABC Soup and the Around the World. I finished my 5,000 stitches on anything, and that's one of the reasons I want to work on my Animal Kingdom so much, because there's a panda bear in it, and that is an animal that relates to China.
There you go.
So I've got to do 1,000 stitches on that one, which is why I was keen to use that for the other ones.
Right. That's why I'm using my Mulan piece, because that relates to China, the China things. And then Ultimate, they're still building a cupcake.
Yeah.
We're on day 9.
I ended up having to drop out of that one. I was just too overloaded.
Well, I'm using George for that one. So.
Full coverage Fanatics. Does anybody know the theme for this month?
No, I'm just doing the national parks.
Yeah, I'm doing the parks too.
Oh, hey.
And what I'm really loving is that any leftover stitches I have, like if I'm doing some for Cheryl's group I can't relate to Magical Stitches, I just chuck them in Cheryl's castle.
Yeah.
So every stitch that you do, you can use for, and the same with Cheryl's group. Like you were saying, you wouldn't be using your other one because of the scavenger hunt. But you'll still be able to double dip them. You just have to take your photo and do your scavenger hunt at the same time that you're doing your Magical Stitches homework.
This month, my computer is so froze, so let's see if I can get there.
Yeah, and of course the outbreak is double dips with everything.
They're doing the 20 and 20 challenge, so 20,000 stitches in one project. We're doing the National Parks Challenge. And then
Just the shelf life.
yeah, I'm trying to find out what that
And
one
a
is.
serial stitcher. Because they start another one soon, but it doesn't start till I think February's the next one.
Full coverage Fanatics is doing Australia.
That's right.
So it has to be the flag colors, red, white, and blue. The motif is a bird, an emu, flowers, a golden wattle, a kangaroo, coastline, sea, Great Barrier Reef. So anything
So
that
many, yeah. Well, unfortunately, that's full coverage because there's lots of little Australian patterns around now for the fundraising effort for the bushfires. But that won't help you for full coverage Fanatics.
No, it
Well,
has to be.
Except the Hade one, the Hade koala wood.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah. So I think that's it for this week. Anybody's got anything else? So we hope this helped. And if you have any questions, be sure and let us know, or ask them in the groups, that sort of thing. Again, this is just us kind of brainstorming and showing you different ways to think about it, because sometimes people get overwhelmed trying to just go, okay, well, it needs to have this. Well, maybe think outside the box a little bit. So I hope y'all enjoyed, and we will see y'all next week.
Bye.
Bye.